Well, it's rarely you have a huge step forward in therapeutics that come from the technology angle. And I think we can think back over years from small molecules to, and then recombinant proteins, and then the RNA therapies I think are just as big. And we're only right at the beginning of the whole RNA therapies journey. So the use of those RNA therapies at the moment has, of course, been in vaccines, and most notably the COVID vaccines. And that allowed everyone to focus the whole ecosystem around that to get that technology work, because that was a threat. So now it's about, well, that's pretty cool. How do you export that to all sorts of different pharmaceutical angles, therapeutics that not just are priming through small amounts for an infection, but how can you add components to a missing physiology? For example, rare diseases, which are often lack of protein, an ion channel or an enzyme. But beyond that, how can you actually now go up the next level and actually generate pharmaceutical proteins in situ, meaning in the patient themselves, and how can that play? So there are ways of doing that with our endless RNA, which has a major attribute in that it can actually prolongate the translation rate, so the production of the protein inside the human being. You can actually generate longer durability of those responses than has been common to date with other RNA modalities. There's a thing I always like to quote at younger teams when I'm managing them, that very rarely does innovation come from the top. Innovation comes from a whole conversation and can come from anywhere. And I think that ability to get safe space to explore ideas and challenges is really valuable as a managerial style. So I've always tried to encourage that. It's a safe space. We can challenge, we can come up with ideas, and we can try them. I have a dog, I have a grandson, and those two beings are probably the ones that give me completely unconditional love. And of course I have a wife and 3 kids. They're all grown and self-propelled these days. So there's a lot of family, all based around the East Coast, fortunately for us, because we're all born in England. And so that's really how I fill my time. That more than fills my time.